Alrighty, guys. Good morning. Welcome to this Monday, March 23rd. And looks like Zoom just created a new release and everything is different or moved around a bit. So, yeah, I had to double check stuff here a little bit. So, looking at this crazy start of the day, right, of the week, man. If you noticed, everything was going south most of the overnight. It didn't look very pretty at all. We were down, way down here. We were down, down, down. And then Trump posted something on social media that they're going to postpone the strikes on these power plants and for 5 days, given that they had talks with Iran. And I guess the market absolutely took that as a very positive sign. So it's you can see a market, they were trading down here at the 64.70s, and then they look at that, they ripped. I mean, that's a rip and a half. I mean, this I was just sat down in front of the computer when it started. It's like, wow, what the heck is going on? It is just absolutely ripping. I knew something happened, but man, that was something. Oil plummeted down to 84. Now they're back up to 92. So oil down. So I guess there could be something coming up about opening the Strait of Hormuz, but that's a good sign. I think there was an ultimatum out there to take out their power plants. That would put them back in the Stone Age for a couple of years. If they do that, you know how important electricity is. So if you take out those power plants, that stuff doesn't come back right away, even if you stop fighting. And you can imagine when you don't have power, everything spoils, everything you can't talk, communicate, nothing works. That is the most devastating part of life. If you just imagine yourself without power for 3 days and what's going to stop working, that's you'll be surprised. But anyway, so it is. It's a pretty interesting switch of the day, switch of the dynamics for the trading day and the week, I guess. Uh, I was going to start off this whole thing with a to the downside. We started that last Friday. We had these days of weakness. Friday's trading took us all the way down here to the 65.30s. We opened down and we were heading lower on the in the overnight. And now we got this. Now they reversed maybe 50% of this right now. So I have no idea what's going to come out of this. And this is kind of mass news driven. Normally, if there was a news event, I would expect the market to retrace a bit, but this is different. It's a news event, but it could change if the whole thing just stops now. The market's going to just rip higher. If it's a more of a temporary thing and they start fighting again, market's probably going to take a leg lower. So this initial euphoria took us all the way up here to the 67.40s. Now they're down here to the 66.50s again in the middle of this range. So I'm just going to watch these major levels and start off range bound. It could go either way today. So it's hard to make any kind of predictions, but it's if they start taking out the 66.15 again, probably stay on the short side. If they trade up above that 67.15, maybe stay on the long side. That's how wild this is going to get. So we have a 100-point range we are trading in right now. If they start trading above that 67.15, that's this upper area, I would stay on the long side. If they start taking out the lows again, 66.15, I would stay on the short side. Then we'll just have to wait to see how the market digests this news. But this is pretty darn crazy. Now, in terms of news, no news to drive the market. We have construction spending coming out at 10. Tomorrow we get productivity, PMI, new home sales. Wednesday, durable goods, import prices. That's about it. Jobless claims on Thursday, international trade. Not a crazy amount of stuff going on news-wise in this week. I think that 48-hour deadline was pretty important, and the fact that they postponed the bombing, that means that they probably had some good talks. You have to take all that stuff with a grain of salt, because you know that country, they lie through the teeth, and they will just and who knows if they are serious or not. So we'll see. I mean, if they are just gonna have to trust the guys in the front lines there and negotiating that they can tell a lie from something real. And time will tell. Since it can be cliche thing to say, but it's hard to make any other judgment out of this. I would just look at the general market in the big picture. We are right back here to Friday's trading. This is Thursday's trading. Friday's trading session is down here. Thursday's trading session is kind of where we are right now. And let's see if support holds. So we were down this morning. We had a massive euphoric pop to the upside. We're retracing around about 50% right now. And let's see if where the market's going to go. I would probably expect positive. I would probably lean towards the positive side. I don't think they would engage in anything like this, but let up any pressure whatsoever, unless they had a really good reason for it, or they had something really substantive going on, and that would be my expectation. So I don't think these guys are going to. It would be Trump and the War Department. They would not be letting any of this up until they have something solid, and they're going to try to open that Strait of Hormuz. And if that is the news coming out of it, I think the oil drops, market starts rallying, and everyone puts this way behind them. And just so you know, a diesel at the pump here and where I'm at, it's like 7.30 a gallon now. I live in California, and that's just, man, it is painful, but it's what it is. Not going to go fishing very far. You're going to be pretty close to shore next time. Like the 7:30 at the pump, that means it's probably close to 8:50 at the pump in the harbor. So you know it's going to be ugly. Nasdaq here, Nasdaq, same story there. Impossible to say where this is going to go. We were down here in the 23 range in the overnight, and we were heading lower. I mean, this whole thing was coming apart, and then everything has turned way upside down. And the market can turn around again and yes, if they whatever this news is, for some reason gets discounted and people don't believe it, or there's something else in that aspect, we'll be right back down again. If something comes out of it, like the Strait of Hormuz is open, they can start flowing oil, and the market's going to rock to the upside. Oil is going to come crashing down. And yeah, I'm telling you, oil was trading, and I can show you. This is the oil chart I have. Okay, I can show you this thing. I just and this is an F2, right? So you can see here they were all the way down here to. They were all the way down here to 84 something in that euphoric pop. But they were trading up here they were trading up here in the 98, 99 range. And they had been higher. So that's oil for you, right? So you can imagine someone sitting on a short position or a long position on oil, thinking that they're going to keep going higher, given all this craziness that is going on. So they're sitting in long positions, and maybe they don't have a stop in, or they're fumbling, or something is going on, right? They don't realize when a piece of news like this happens. I don't even think the auto liquidation is going to be fast enough. We only had a lot of accounts go debit on a scenario like this. So crazy stuff. Or your stop, if you had one in, they get skidded like a dollar or something. But anyway, crazy stuff. So I would start off range bound, same as the ES. On the Nasdaq, I would look probably at the 25 360s. So if they start trading below that guy, they have two. Excuse me. They have two areas here pretty close. So 380 and the 24,100s, two areas of contention. I think this is the important one. If they can stay above that 360s, we can start thinking long side of the market. Maybe they're going to try to retrace to the upside, or range bound to long side. I would say that will be home safe if they can get up above the 630s. So if they hold in this range, above the 380s and below the 630. I think we shall stay range bound. Below these 370s, I would start leaning towards the short side. But as I said, it's anyone's guess. So I can't. It's I would not put out a bias today. I would wait for the day session to kick in. I would watch the dynamic and see how we're getting follow through on the upside. I would stay on the long side if you're getting some um, uh, issues with trusting the news. Then I would see and they start heading lower. I would start thinking short side, and here you have that 370 little congestion area. If they start taking out that 37, 350, 370 area, as I said, start thinking short side of the market again. And I think that would be the best call to make today. Because I'm probably not even going to try to trade this right from the get-go because it's so crazy. I mean, this last little bar right there on the Nasdaq is 390 up to 460. So like 50, 60 points, right? That you can see here, that was the regular overnight. This is crazy stuff. So I would just sit on the sidelines a bit and see how this goes and be very cautious trading this because it's the volatility is off the charts right now. And then let's see where they're going to go from here. If you're going to try to trade it, make sure you have you're comfortable with the direction you're trading in, because it can turn pretty quick on when they have news like this whipping around, and everyone's trying to figure out what the news is and if it's for real, if it's just a like a hopeful message, or that's going to be the big hurdle. So if the market believes the news, I think we are on the way higher. If they start doubting it, I think the market maybe is heading back down again. So there we are. So I can make a better prediction of stuff today. It's the levels doesn't mean much when stuff like that happens because they're going to just be running everything over, and there's no point of being aggressive at them. They just be losing money. But it could be a nice bond trade setting up though. Bond market is trading well, but it's not absolutely off the charts crazy. So as you can see, bond market they were down here at the 111.28, and then they popped right back up here to the 113 15 16s, right? So bond market made a point and a half move, and this one could be tradable. This is not going to move as crazy. It's going to be moving. So looking for a nice retest failure, maybe up here against the 113 for rotation down. Maybe look to buy against the 26s would be against this mode at the 112.18, against the 112.15, 16, and the 112.10s for rotations up. If this trade below 112.10s, I think I would just back on the short side. But watching bond market, that could be setting up some nice trades. This hasn't been moving that crazily. It's pretty good volatility right now. If that settles in a little bit and you get some levels to lean against, that could be a good potential market to trade. Because the bond market honors edges a lot better. I mean, it's a lot bigger market. It's not going to do the crazy stuff like Nasdaq and the ES is doing right now. So I would just stay range bound, slight bias to the upside on this guy. Watching if they can hold above this 112.20s, if they can start retracing this to the upside now, because they were all the way up into 13, 14. They backed off. They're bouncing off the mean right now. And if they can hold that mean, we may be in good shape to move this higher. If not, then maybe doubt about the news, and we may have an issue going on. So I would start watching for a mean trade there, maybe a rotation up from there. If they start taking out the lows here at 112.10, 112.10 would be this rotation down. That the retest doesn't hold. I think we can start thinking short side of the market on the bonds. But that bond market could be tradable, at least early on. Yes, in the Nasdaq, I don't think, unless you really want to whip around a bit, I would not be trading that right from the get-go. I would just be waiting for a little bit better setups, Because if it's volatility is this off the chart, it's going to be you're gonna get in and just get stopped out, get in, break even, stop out, kind of stuff going on all day long. And when the times you're wrong, that's the time you have to give up a bunch of money. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see if it settles down a bit, but it's going to be an interesting morning. Great start of the week. So I'm going to wrap it there for now, and I'll see you guys back at 11:30. The trade today with a lot of caution. It's going to be a lot of whipping around. All right, guys. Later.